Okay, here we go. Good morning. How are you guys? Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I missed you. Hopefully you're going to do this class later today or tomorrow. We'll talk about it on Thursday. Come down halfway, get your back nice and flat, get your neck nice and long. Try to drift the hips backwards. Oh my goodness, does this ever feel good? Okay, let's sweep those arms back up again. They don't need to be tight, just keep them nice and broad. And then let's push those hips back again, come on down, just halfway. So you feel a nice little tug behind the legs. And we'll come back up again. And then take the arms by your side. We're just going to sweep one side up, pull those hips over, take the arm reaching really long, and then do the same on the opposite side. And let's just keep going side to side. So we're going to do a ball today, but if you don't have a ball, don't worry about it. You can always put your feet on the edge of a chair and then lift and lower the hips. And then if we're doing rollouts with the ball, you can always do walkouts in a bridge. Come all the way down this time and let your head go. So I want you to really feel a nice unweighting of your upper body. Let's try to get these legs straight, fingertips out in front, and try to really pull the hips back. So you're weighting into your heels, walk your hands forward, hang out here and breathe. Let your head be wherever it feels relaxed. Now I'm going to have you shift your weight all the way forward, so your shoulders should be over the wrists, and then drift it back. So we're not moving the hands, we're just shifting the body forward and back. So when you shift back, you should feel a nice stretch through your lats. Just keep going. Now, we're going to take the hands down to the floor. We're going to walk them all the way forward. And let's just sort of meet here in a high plank. Your legs are nice and straight. Push the heels backwards. So now we're getting into these calves a little bit. Now we're going to take the body through those arms. You're in a down dog. You're pushing the heels to the floor. And then come back to your plank. And let's just kind of oscillate between those 2 points. Forward, pulling those shoulders over the wrists and then taking it back. So your heels may not get to the floor, but they get close. Let's just do this a few more times. Now think about that belly today. Through the whole class, you want to be pulling it up and in towards your spine. So try to make that your focus as you breathe through all these moves today. So let's come back forward to plank, and I'm going to have you step your left foot forward. Keep the right hand down and just sweep that left arm out to the side and then lower it back to the outside of that left foot. And then sweep it up and lower and sweep and then come back down, step back plank, and let's sort of do these down dog to plank moves again. So you want to try to begin a movement with a breath. So sometimes you have to remind yourself to breathe, especially when the work becomes challenging. Okay, this time that right foot pulls forward. Sweep the right arm up and then back to the foot and back up. So you're trying to keep the arm nice and long and really open your chest to face the right side of the room. One more time. Step back to that plank. Now this time, we're going to step the feet into bear. So let's get our knees just hovering above the floor. Your shoulders are over your wrists, or maybe a little bit in front or a little bit in back. You can play around with the angles. Most important, you're breathing and you got your belly in. Now let's take those knees to the floor. Let it all release. And then let's lift them back up. And when I say all release, as soon as you lift those things back up, you got to get that belly working. and then lower, and lift, and lower, and lift. And now from here, we're going to go to a small downward facing dog. Probably both heels on the floor now. Hold that push of the heels, and then get nice and high on the toes. And just keep oscillating between the two. Nice little foot massage. Little work for the shoulders when you get those heels up really high. Okay, let's come back to that bear. Lower the knees. Let's get flat on the tops of our feet, and I'm going to just have you sit those hips backwards and then pull forward. Shoulders over wrists. Pull those hips back and back up, and keep going. Just a few more. Nice, now come back up. Now we're going to open the knees, maybe the width of the mat, whatever's comfortable. Tuck the toes under so you feel stable, and now do the same thing. Pull the hips back and forward. So you're getting a little bit of the inner part of the legs. Waking up, getting ready to do some squats and lunges and all that good stuff. One more. Okay, you're going to bring those knees back so they're hip width apart. You're going to walk the wrists so they're under the shoulders. We're going to bring the right arm up and have your palm face the midline of the body. Slide the left foot back and now lift it up. Put the foot down and the arm. Knee comes in, switch sides. Left arm out, right foot back, lift it, put it down, and just sort of oscillate between side to side. So you want to pay attention to not letting those hips really shift. Stay nice and square. Couple more. Okay, from this quadruped position, we're going to take the right hand to the ear. And I just want you to lift the shoulder and then take that right elbow, cross it over to the left, and then come back up with it. But the movement really begins with a shoulder lift. You're getting into your thoracic spine here, building some oxygen into those muscles. Super important. Do a few more. My God, I did nothing except walking for 5 days. So I'm really looking forward to the feeling when this class is over. It's so awesome. Okay, switch sides. Nothing like moving the body and using the weight to build strength. Okay, put both hands down. Now we're going to transition into some cat-cows. So play around with the position of your hips as you oscillate between cat and cow. And again, don't forget to breathe. You get that nice, relaxed feeling after a workout if you've done a lot of breathing. Okay, now we're going to round that back, drop the head, hold on that spot. Make sure you're pushing away from the floor so you feel a big separation between your shoulder blades. Keep that belly in and move your hips backwards. You take it as far as you want. And then come back forward, drop into your shoulders, look up. We're going to do that again. Round your back. Drift the hips backwards. And then come forward, drop into those shoulders. One more time. Round. Pull back. Come on back forward. Now oscillate between cat and cow 4 times. You're not releasing the belly the whole time here, but you are breathing. Okay, let's get back into that down dog. Heels on the floor because it's a small one. Hold here 3 breaths. While you breathe, come up and down on the toes again. Okay, stay high on the toes. A lot of weight coming into these arms. That's okay. We're not here for long. Make sure your head is relaxed. Now, put the heels down. Take baby steps forward with your feet. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Push your hips backwards. Straighten out your legs. Do a nice slow reverse swan dog all the way back up. Flip your palms and sweep them up. Get them nice and long, like you're really reaching for the ceiling. And then relax. Nice job. Okay, here we go. I've got discs, I've got a band, I have weights and a ball. Whatever you have, you modify to adjust. So I'm going to start out with one heavy weight. I'm going to have my feet hip width apart, and then I'm going to kickstand the right foot. So this left arm moves out to the side slightly just to help you counterbalance. Now from here, I'm going to step the right foot back. I'm going to bend into my front knee. So now I'm loading the front part of my leg. And then I'm going to come back up and step that foot back in. I'm going to stay on the same side. So step back, bend so you can get the weight towards the floor, come back up, kickstand back in. So it's not a huge move, but you are using a whole lot of your body here. Now, when you come back up, you really want to be weighting into the left heel. Try not to overload the front part of that leg. Sorry, foot. You do want to work the front part of the leg. So you should be feeling it in the front and the back of that thigh. Now, we're going to add on a little bicep curl here. So bicep curl and then take it to a press. Then come back down. Keep your leg movement the same. Bicep curl to a press. Nice. You can step that foot further back. Whatever makes you feel stable and strong. We're going to do a few more. To be feeling a lot of work in the upper part of that front leg. Here's your last one before we do some planking, and then we'll get to that other side. Okay, so put that weight down. Now, get into a high plank with your shoulders over your wrists. And just hold on this spot for 3 breaths. And then we're going to come down onto our forearms. You can do it by putting the knees on the floor, but if you don't have to, skip it. Okay, here we go. Lower. Now you're down here for 3 breaths. Now we're going right arm facing the left side of your room. Side plank, 3 breaths. Hips are nice and high. Feet are stacked. Come back to your forearms. And let's switch sides. Now you're facing the right side. You can always put your bottom knee down on the floor if you're looking for a modification. Back to both forearms. Now we're coming back to a high plank. Hold on that spot, 3 breaths. Nice, walk the feet forward. Inhale to a flat back. Reverse swan dive all the way back up. Flip your palms, reach. And back down with the arms. Pick up that weight again. Now you're holding it in your left hand. We're going to kickstand the right foot. To start, take your right arm out to the side just a little. Now step back, bend that left knee, step back in. Keep going. Your back leg, when you step back, can have a little bend in it. Whatever makes you feel comfortable, really. But while you come up, you really want to be using that heel, pushing your weight into that heel. I'm going to do a few more, and then we're going to add the bicep curl and the overhead press. I'm not rounding my upper back. I'm just hip hinging to get the weight low to the floor. Okay, here we go. Bicep curl and then a press. You can do a hammer curl or a bicep or a regular bicep curl, whatever you want. You're just working that arm. Who doesn't like doing that, right? Although we do have a lot of legs today. Big muscles of the body. Excuse me. Okay, a few more. Remember that heel in that front foot. One more. Just because they're so good for us, right? Okay, put that weight down. We're going to use the ball, or like I've got a chair here, so I could lie down on my mat and I could put my feet up on the chair, and then I could lift and lower my hips. We really want to target the butt. So that's a good modification if you don't have a ball handy. You probably can always find a chair. Okay, here we go. Got my head down. I've got the ball close to my hips. So even if you're using a chair, you do the same thing. Lift up, squeeze that butt, and lower back down. The beauty about the ball is that it creates imbalances because you're not on a solid surface, which really forces you to find muscle to help you stabilize the body. Try not to depend too much on your arms to do that. It's about your core. So we're going to do 10 lift and lowers, and then we're going to walk it out if you don't have a ball, or roll it out if you do. Keep going. So now I'm up, I'm going to straighten out my legs, or you're taking baby steps if you're walking, and you're putting the weight in the heel. Then I'm going to take my hips back down. And so I'm going to rest and then reactivate. So I'm not going fast and I'm not using momentum. And if you're walking, you know how to make it challenging for yourself. Stay on your heels. Keep your butt off the floor. You take it out as far as you can. And then you come in. Walk it back in as close as you can. Then you go up, and we walk it out or roll it out. We're only doing 10 of these. I think we're pretty close to 10, but let's just do a couple more to be sure. You know me, I'm not very good with math. Okay, keep those buns tight. One more. Nice, okay. Rock and roll back up. You can put the ball off to the side. we're going to use the band around our ankles. So we might as well just do some more moves while we're already lying down. So legs up, band around the ankles, open out, close together slow. Nice. Make these as hard as you can. I mean, you might as well, right? We want to see results. Okay, 3 more, and then we're going to hold out and breathe. Okay, this is the one you hang out there, get those legs nice and wide, relax the upper body. 3, 2, 1. Close slow. Now you're going to put your feet down. If you have another band, which I think I do, somewhere, you're going to keep the band around your ankles. Maybe that's the black one. And then you're going to find another one to keep just above your wrists. So your legs are up, and this time your arms are up. We're going to do this simultaneously. So as I open my legs, I'm going to open my arms as wide as I can. They're not going to be as wide as the feet, obviously. And then close slowly. Open out. So now you're working your outer hips and your upper arms. So take it out as wide as you can, give it a little hold, and then release slow. We're going to do that 10 times. Make sure you're making each one of these fabulous. Your palms are facing each other, obviously, and your arms are straight. I know you know to do that. Okay, now hold your legs out and take your arms back behind you. Spread your fingers wide, let the thumbs touch the floor. Keep the band tight and pull it forward. And keep those legs working. We're doing upper and lower together, a lot of burning. Try to get through 10 of these while you hold those feet out. Keep those hands as wide as you can. Okay, I'm shooting for 3 more. Hang tough, get that belly down. Okay. Whew, rock and roll back up. Get rid of that band. That's a lot of work. When you start adding legs and arms together, you really feel it. Okay. Pick up your weights that you normally use for a lateral lunge. So I'm going to start at the front of my mat. I'm going to step right as I shoulder the weights. So step out right, but I've got both my legs straight. I'm going to lunge, come down on that right leg, and then step back in. Step out and in. You want to try to get as deep into that glute as you can. We're shooting for 10. Then we'll do some bicep curls before we switch legs. Inhale as you go out. Exhale as you push away from the floor. Okay, that's 10 for me. I'm just going to stand here and do some bicep curls. Nice and controlled. Keep the elbows close to the body. Nice. Just 10. We got this. I feel like I'm so out of shape just from 6 days. Oh my goodness. Okay. Turn and face the other way. Relax your arms for a sec, and we're going to shoulder the weights. You're stepping up, lunging, and pushing away and coming in. I'm not rounding my back, working the biggest range that I can, just for 10. It's doable. One more. Okay, now we're going to let the arms go. You're going to hold them out in front. You're going to turn and face the other way. You're going to step out. Take those weights down to the instep of your front foot. Come back up. Take them to the other side. Instep of the left foot. Again, let's be mindful not to round our upper back to get down. And just go side to side 10 times. Try to pull the hips back as you lunge. This exercise, if you don't have weights, you can always just find something to hold. Water, detergent, I don't know, anything heavy. A suitcase. Okay, one more on each side. Nice. Okay, keep those weights handy. Whatever you use for your arms, we're going to come down to the floor and do flies and presses. So here we go. Make sure you've got room, because when you open out to the side, you need space. So your arms are up. We're going to start with presses. So turn your palms to face forward. Get your wrists neutral. Move the weights a little forward so they're over your chest and not your face. And then take the arms down to the floor. Press back up. Little pelvic tilt. Focus on that belly. Get the stomach down. Get the low back on the floor. Nice and strong through your core. You can switch up the angle of the elbows. You can hold them in a little, 45 degrees out from the body, or all the way out to the side. Or you could alternate, one of each. Okay. Now we're transitioning to flies. So you've got your palms facing each other. You open out nice and wide, and you close like you're hugging a tree. I don't have enough room. You want to keep a small bend in the elbow, but you want to try to get those arms as wide as you can. So you really get your chest working here. These are a lot harder than the presses for me anyways. It's a lot of the upper arm getting involved too, which is why I love this exercise. Okay, once we've done 10 of these, we're going to do 10 extensions. So one more of these. And now get the arms up. Now you just bend at the elbow, tap your shoulder with the weights, press back up for 10. We have 2 rounds of these to get through. Come down slow with those weights to tap the shoulder. You want to work the negative of this exercise. Okay, now we're going to come back to our presses for 10. This is round 2. You might want to take it a little quicker, as you've definitely got oxygen to these muscles now. You're ready to challenge it. Exhaling out as you press up. Switch up your angle. You have 4 more. Okay, let's get into these flies. Here we go. Nice and wide. You should feel the back of the arms touching the floor, the upper arms. Try to relax your grip whenever you're holding weights. Really important. Okay, right into your 10 extensions. Okay, on this last one, bring those arms down, put the weights off to the side. I'm going to turn on some AC. We're going to use the discs or socks on the floor. Whatever you have. Just going to move my mat out of the way. Get my disc. I'm just going to use 2. So hopefully you can see. Let me move this out of the way. So I've got no weights. Just going to try to really use a lot of control here. So hands out in front or wherever you want to keep them, you can fold them. So I'm starting to work the left leg. So I'm going to take the right leg back and come back up really smooth. If you don't want to slide because it bothers your knees, you step back and do a little squat. Take that knee towards the floor. We're going to add that in a few more repetitions. Okay, here we go. I'm going to take it back. I'm not going to go as far. Now I'm going to lower the knee, lift it, slide back forward. So step back, knee down, trying to come up with as much control as I did when I wasn't doing the squat in the back. Now this front foot, it's carrying all the weight in the heel. Of course, I know you know that. A few more. Whoa. Not like that. Here's your last one. Now switch sides. So we're working the right leg now. Come on back. And then come up with control. No squat to start. So I have a slight forward lean with my upper body when I start to come back. It's not huge, but it's there. It's really about hip hinging. Now we're going to add, I'm not going to go back as far. I'm going to lower the knee, come back up and slide back forward. Really gets the glute. You take that foot a little back and you come down slow and push up through your heel. You're going to really feel the back of that body working. Such a good exercise. Couple more. Last one. Okay, so now that we've really fired up the back of the legs, we're going to do some deadlifts. We don't even need to get our mat for them. Just pick up your beasts. Take those feet hip width. Come on down and up 10 times. Then we're going to do 10 rowing, 10 rows. Hopefully you can row with the same weight you're deadlifting. If not, change it. That's all good. You can always alternate too, doing one at a time. So I have no bend in the leg, and I'm keeping my spine really long. I'm trying my best not to let my shoulders round forward, so I maintain posture through my thoracic spine. 2 more. Last one. Now come up halfway, give me 10 rows, palms face. Hips are back. Back to 10 more deadlifts. It's only 2 rounds. Oh, I'm going to feel these legs tomorrow, I can tell. Whew. Okay, let's come up halfway. Turn your palms forward this time and give me 10 rows. Then we're moving on. Okay. Whew, that was hard. Okay, let's get the mat back. Let's have a little reprieve. We're going to do a little more core and then stretch and be done. Start your day. So, however you get down, let's meet in this pose. Heels to the corners of your mat, sitting up nice and tall, arms out in front. Now see, curve that spine, pull that belly in, come on down slow. This is our reprieve. The arms are going straight back behind you. Point those toes. Now, circle your ankles. Give your feet a bit of love. Why not? Go the other way. Point and flex. Now let's do some dead bugs, because they're probably one of the single best core exercises we can do, no matter where we are. Arms up. Knees over hips, feet flexed. Right leg, left arm. They extend out fully. Get them straight. Bring them back, switch sides. You're doing 10. Try your best to really engage your tummy. You're not going fast. If you go fast and use momentum, it's a lot easier. Press that belly down, especially when you're extending out. Give me a little hold once you've extended out. Okay, bring your knees into the chest. Little reprieve, circle your knees. Go the other way. Okay, take your arms by your side. Legs up straight. Lower your rib cage here and your belly. And then move the legs forward. Keep your low back on the floor. Now lift your head up, hold your head in your hands and drop your elbows back. Just hold this with the belly down. Legs don't need to be all the way down to the floor. I want your low back on the floor. Lift the shoulder blades up so you feel like you're in a crunch, but keep dropping the elbows back. Your chin is tucked. You're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, relax. Now you're going to circle the knees one at a time. So right one, left one. It's a little awkward at first. Try to control your core. So keep your low back on the floor and your belly down. Change your direction. Okay, let's meet in a happy baby. Enough torture. Just sort of chill out here, give me a little rock. All the hard work is done. Okay, let's take that right leg straight down along the floor. Keep holding the left one and get it nice and straight. Try to get your toes pushing down towards your face. Try to get that right calf on the floor. Just relax the shoulders, relax your neck. Now, with the left hand on your left foot, open that leg out to the side a little bit. Not so much that your right hip lifts. Keep pushing the legs straight, both of them. And then bring that leg back in and do the same with the right one. So hold the right foot with your right hand. Push your left calf into the floor. Toes on the right foot press down towards your face. So both legs are pushing straight. Now let's open it out to the side a little bit. Bring it back. Grab both knees nice and close to the chest. You're just going to make that small little circle just to massage the lower back a little bit. Change your direction. Nice job. Rock and roll back up. Come up nice and high on the toes. Hang out right here just for a second. Lift those heels high and make sure they're not falling out to the sides. Okay, back to a full fold here. You let your head go. Unweight the upper body by folding the arms. Stay here for 3 big breaths. Gonna get some good blood flow to our face. Nice. Now take the hands above the knees. You're going to start to lift up nice and slowly. And then take a nice big deep breath. And I thank you so much for your power and strength. I'll see you all on Thursday. We're going to talk about this class, so you better get it done. Bye, guys. I miss you.